Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to episode number 7 of our Vanilla Let's Play. So we are starting off today's episode in the underground villager resource farming area. And after AFKing for a little while and letting these farms run, I realized I done goofed. Because we are getting 0 wheat. And for some reason there are actually beetroots inside of this farm. Beetroot farm seems to be working, though. Potatoes are working, carrots are working. Wheat is not working. Okay, so one of these things isn't like the others. You spot which one's different? Sorry, I let my inner Dora the Explorer come out. So we need to rework both of these two farms. And the reason is because they won't throw wheat across. They only throws bread to try to breed. So that's not going to work. What we need to do is we need to tear out these farms and redo them with minecarts underneath to collect all the drops. But first, we have a melon and pumpkin farm to build. Yay! So while my alter ego works on building this farm in the background, I wanted to give you guys that explanation I promised as to why the video was late. Like I said during last week's video, I didn't want to tell you then because it was the day after a holiday that's supposed to bring celebration and happiness, and I didn't want to ruin anybody's happy vibes. So here it is. There were two main reasons why that video was a few days late. The first happened on Sunday while I was editing the video, and the second happened a few days later. While I was editing the video, I was browsing through Facebook like normal people do, and just happened to come across a post that just made my heart drop. Once I read it, I found myself staring off into the void for like 10 minutes before I even came back to reality. I'm honestly not sure how it ended up on my timeline in the first place. Dumb luck, I guess. It was a post about a group of people that tried to identify... It was a post about a group of people that try to identify remains. I don't know what came over me to read this post, but I did. That's when it hit me. The post was describing the woman I was seeing before I moved away from Pennsylvania. It also spoke about how the police think the woman that was found a couple weeks ago has been dead since January. As soon as I finished the post, I couldn't breathe. Was it really her, or was it just somebody oddly similar? So I went to Google and tried to find something that would confirm what I read. Couldn't find anything, but if what the post was saying is true, then they're not really going to release any identifying information about somebody until they confirm that's who it is. After searching and searching for anything linking my ex to that post, I couldn't find anything. But what I did find were a few articles about her being arrested about a year after I left for some various crimes. After that, I went back to Facebook and I messaged a mutual friend and asked if she had any information, and she said she hasn't spoken to her in some time now. I then messaged another mutual friend asking the same thing, and the second friend gave me a little bit more information. She basically confirmed the arrest and that she had gone back to her old habits. Now, for reference, my ex was a recovering heroin addict that has been clean for a few years now. I don't know what caused it, but I left. She went back into her old ways and led to another, and she ended up in jail. And that kind of got me feeling like maybe it was my fault. Like maybe me leaving, maybe she just couldn't handle it and did the only thing she knew how to do. I don't really know, and quite frankly, I don't really care to know, to be honest. And that was the last time that the mutual friend had heard from her, was the day she was arrested a few years ago. Now, I know she made her own choices and I had nothing to do with that, but part of me, like I said, still wonders if I'm the cause. So I spent a few days wrestling with those feelings before I got even more troubling news about my grandmother. Tuesday, she was scheduled for surgery to remove some kidney stones that had been bothering her. During the surgery, doctors discovered cancer in her bladder. Very aggressive cancer. Once my mom gave me that news, I knew she was going to be upset. So I went down and consoled her for a little while and basically just kind of hung out and was there if she needed me. My brother and I talked, and we both decided that we're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that our mom can get up to see her mom before things go south. My mom had already put in vacation time for the end of the month because she just wanted to take a vacation. So we're going to use that vacation time, and I'm going to drive her up to Pennsylvania where she can spend time with her family. So the hotel has been booked, my time off has been approved, and at the end of the month, I will be in Pennsylvania with my mom, spending time with her side of the family during obvious rough time. So there you have it. The reason I was late putting out that week's video. I hope you all understand why I was upset that week. Now, a bit of good news. In the time since I've recorded that video, I have received word that my ex is alive. All the info I really have, and to be honest, I don't really need to know anything else. I've moved on from her, and she's one of the reasons I moved down from Pennsylvania to Alabama to begin with. And part of me is just glad that she's okay. Like I said, I don't really need any more details. I don't want to know her story. I don't want to talk to her. It just puts my mind at ease knowing that she's alive. Now, enough sad talk. Let's get back to the video and my goofiness. Isn't it just beautiful? It really is, isn't it? Now, we're not going to get any yield out of this for a little while. Ooh, that's already growing. Like I was saying, we're not going to get any yield out of this for a little while. All the stalks have to grow. But once it does, it's going to produce more melons and pumpkins than we know what to do with. I intentionally left this section bare because I'm sure I'll have another farm I need to come up with. Now, this clearly is not wheat. We've come to that assumption, right? So we need to take care of that. But not right this second, because I have something very important that we need to talk about. The fact that it's always freaking raining on this server. Did I say server? Yes, I said server. Are you sure? I was there when I said it. You should come join us. It's very fun. All shameless plugs aside, these pandas need a home. A hole in the ground is not acceptable for pandas. PETA, please don't come after me. Swear I love animals. Which is why we're going to build the pandas a new home. Where, you might ask? There, I might reply. I know I said I was going to put a tree there, but let's be real, I'm not the best at building trees. I'll get there, just not right this minute. However, I am good at building animal pens. Wouldn't all you guys agree? They're agreeing with me. See? They're all coming to give me hugs. They love this place so much. Hey, look at that. The sun is out. It's a perfect time to dig a hole. I just the best hole digger you have ever seen? Okay, you can lie. So you're probably asking, Rob, if you love the pandas so much, why are you putting them in the hole? Well, to be honest, I'm not really 100% sure. Alright, I know I've talked to you guys in the past about not judging me. You're judging me, I can feel it. So I'm going to be putting them in the hole because I'm going to be making a bunch more of them. And if I make a bunch more of them, I need a bigger place to put them. And if I have a bigger place to put them, I can breed more. And if I breed more, I need a bigger place. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either. But we have this hole, so let's make it work. And yes, I know I'm taking out blocks I literally just put back in. You're judging me again. Now, doesn't that just look like an area fit for a panda? What do you mean, no? Okay, I get it, I'll fix it. How about now? Still no? Alright, how about now? Still no. What is it missing? Oh yeah, I forgot. These guys.
One eternity later.
They do move kind of slow.
$2,000 later.
Alright, so now it is a panda sanctuary, and I don't care what you say. I'm just kidding. Love me. Look, they even loved it enough to make babies. Hey look, we have pumpkins! What do you mean you want something to trade to? Tune in next week while I make this hole bigger to appease my prisoners, I mean villagers.